I just think it's about the integrity of a man. It doesn't matter how much money he makes. If he has a, if he is a man of character and integrity, the money doesn't change who he is in terms of that. That is a core value that that wouldn't change. So if he's a cheater, he's going to be a cheater regardless of how much money he has. So I don't think money necessarily dictates the character of the person.
So I'll jump in next. I think women need to be honest with themselves and have conversations with people who live the kind of lifestyle that they desire. If you are in it for the money, you need to understand the consequences and the reality of it. If you are in it for the emotional support, I need you to understand the consequences and the reality of it. And whatever it is that you are signing up for, to be honest with yourself so that you can be honest with whoever it is that you're choosing.
So would you say that it is realistic to think that a woman can have it all, as in she can have a high earning man and he can be faithful?
Yeah, because I don't think that a high earning man has to be a billionaire. I don't think that a high earning man has to be a millionaire. A high earning depends on where you live and the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for. If you want to go on a trip once every 2 years, you could do that at 100K, 125K. That it doesn't have to be somebody that is in the millions or billions, right? Those men are very possible. They're very capable of being faithful. So are the billionaires. But if you are not honest with yourself, you're going to be vetting and discerning from a place of delusion because you can't even be honest with yourself. I think the moment that you're honest about what you're willing to put up with, what sacrifices you're willing to make, you will find what you are looking for, but it has to come from self first.
Okay. And oh, go ahead.
So I think it's realistic to date a faithful, high value man
High earning.
or high earning. Pardon me. Yes, high earning man. Um, I just think you got to figure out what he's being faithful to.
Mm.
um,
Mm.
so, so
Wait, you can't just leave us off on that. Like, elaborate on that.
I'm just saying, like, he could be faithful to himself. He could be faithful to you. He could be faithful to your relationship. But it really just depends on the capacity of the woman he's dating to bring or to kind of gain an understanding of what he values so that you can see where he's, what he's going to be loyal to. Um, so yeah, I think he could be faithful, but again, whether or not he's being faithful to you is something completely different. So that's what I'm gonna say there.
I do not think it is realistic. I don't think it's realistic. I mean, regular guys that make regular money cheat. So to think that a man who has more money and most men's confidence and like an ego is attached to their earnings, and they automatically feel higher and like, oh, I have more options. I can get a better chick, or I can get a chick that is going to do nastier things or certain things you may not become. So I feel like they feel like they have more options. So I don't personally think it's realistic. Could it happen? Sure, but realistic? That's just my opinion.
Let's Sarah, did you want to go?
Um, I don't think it's realistic. Um, Also, I think we are stuck in this mentality that we want to travel. I mean, it's confusing to me. I'm so sorry. It's just some things that are confusing or contradicting to a point, like where women are saying, I make my money, I do this, but at the same time, you want someone to pay for your trips. So it's like, in my how we see it here is like, hey, you make, I'm going to use your numbers because our numbers are different. The money that we make is different. So you're saying someone makes $80,000 and the other person makes 40. this is what we make together. That's the way we see it here. Then I just don't, if you can actually be with someone that is a high earning man, if you are in that environment, and then you are also taking care of yourself, because remember, these type of men are looking for a certain type of woman. It's not like they're going to be looking for just anyone. So you have to keep that in mind. So that's where the reality comes, hey, realistic speaking, is he gonna pick me, compared to these women? Why? Because if he's just looking for beauty, and only that, and you are, whatever type of woman you are, then I guess, he might be able to choose you. But if he's considering other things, not just beauty, then that's when the reality hits and it becomes unreal, right? So that's the way I see it. It's really hard. It will be very hard. So I don't understand why, like, someone that makes average money or, okay money is bad when you can combine things and live happy with this person. And then you will have it all because you're still doing things. It's not luxurious or like at a level that you will wish, but you still be happy.
I agree. I agree with that, but I think it also, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it depends on the age, because I'm 30 and I'm at an age where a lot of men are getting out of college and, setting up their career. I think a lot of people, probably the average person probably graduates college at what, 25, I think. I don't know. But, I feel like I'm at an age where a lot of men haven't reached their peak, which is why I'm able to say, you don't need to, you have potential. If I see that, you're a hardworking man and you're working towards a certain goal and your life is showing that, then therefore we can build. As I'm building, you can build, and as that building together, not build him. But I think it's different for a woman who's probably in her 40s. It's kind of like, hey, what you doing? You still making this? This is some 30-year-old, 20-year-old salary. So I can kind of see, but I do agree with the combined income when that person does become your partner and you decide to live together or marry that person.
Can I ask a question? When you say combined, do you mean like 50-50? Like, I'm asking the girl who said the combined incomes. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm going to give you an example. And this
Okay.
happened like 2 weeks ago, probably. I was talking to my sister and her man, and they were talking about who handles the finances. And here, a lot of men are going to scream right now, okay? But remember, this is my culture. This is how we are here. So my sister is the one that handles the finances in the house. She is the responsible one. But he said, if I was in charge of money, I know myself. And if I want a pair of shoes, he said it, I'll go and buy them. But she's the one that always tells me, we have to buy this, we have to pay this, we have to do this. So she is very responsible. And I admire that from her, because she's not the type of woman that she's just going to go and blow money out. But remember, it requires. I'm from El Salvador.
Okay.
But remember, what I'm saying is there's two different things right here. She is a responsible person with money, that she's not just spending money on clothes or on stuff. And what he said really got me. He said, because I was like, these people talk about my money, your money is my money, but my money is my money. And I was like, what do you think about that? And he's like, well, your sister works, he said, and her money is her money, and my money is her money. And I was like, what? And he's like, yes. Why? Because I know that her money, she uses it for the house. I don't need to say that her money is my money, because she's using it for the house. I don't need to compete. I don't need to kind of like see where she's investing the money or blowing the money out. She's not spending money on clothes, or it doesn't mean that she cannot buy herself anything. But before she does, she thinks and considers their expenses that they have together as a couple or marriage or family, as you want to see it. So I really like his answer, because he said, even though that I think it's her money, what I like is the fact that she's not just blowing the money off. She's still using her money for the house. And that's why I can say that's her money.